Welcome to the Stop Over Drinking and Start Living podcast, where high-achieving, goal-oriented rebel women come to learn how to live a vibrant and fulfilling life without requiring alcohol to get through it. No labels, no judgments, no saying you'll never drink again. Just real proven methods to help you stop rebelling against yourself with alcohol so you can drink less and do more. I'm your host, Angela Mascenik. Let's dig in. Welcome to episode 94, Validated. Hello. How are y'all? Oh my gosh, you guys, are you in the Wine-Free Work Week Challenge? Did you guys participate in that? Oh my gosh, it was so fun. It is fun. I'm recording this Wednesday morning very early while we're right in the middle of the challenge, and I gotta tell you, it's one of the most fun things ever. There's 1,500 people in a Facebook group, and I go every day in their live, and I teach them all the things about over drinking. We've all committed to doing a 4-day wine-free challenge. And you guys, if I ever do this again, do not miss. We have fun dance parties. I created a Spotify play mix, and we start our live coaching with dancing and fun. I'm giving away prizes every day. And the best part, I think, is the support and engagement from women all over the world. It's been absolutely amazing. They've given themselves the gift of 4 days without drinking. They're getting to the underlying reasons why they're drinking. They're processing urges. They're getting shit done. And they're finally feeling like someone gets them and they are not alone. And it's been such an honor to coach and lead these ladies. So if you're in that group, you're amazing. And thank you. And you guys, the fun doesn't have to stop there. I'm opening up my 6-month coaching program to 30 new women before 2020 comes to a close. And so I just want to take a moment here to tell you about that. It's a 6-month small group coaching program for women only, and you get daily support from me. I've created a program from start to finish to take you for where you are now with over drinking, and I guide you through to the end of the 6 months to being unemotionally attached to alcohol, meaning that you don't need alcohol at the end of your day to feel relaxed or to manage stress or anxiety or overwhelm. You're not needing it to amplify your fun feelings or to feel more joy or excitement when you're out socializing with your friends. You feel like you could take it or leave it. You could have a couple drinks or not. You're not over drinking and you're not thinking about it so much. You're not beating yourself up about it. You really undo that tie to it and become free from it. And when you do that, you start doing more of the things you actually want to do in your life. You might get your house organized. You might, go for a promotion at work. You're improving your relationships along the way. It's absolutely the best stop over drinking program that's available online right now. So if you guys are interested in that, there's a link in the show notes here in the podcast for you to fill out an application and join me. There's some videos there in that link that I want you to watch before you apply to make sure you understand exactly what the program is and is not. And then click the application link to apply. And then if I feel like you're a good fit for the program, we can hop on the phone real quick and we can talk it through. And either way, you'd leave that phone call joining or knowing what you need to do next. All right, so click that link, go over there, watch the videos if you're interested, and then click to join the program or apply to the program. So I also want to tell you guys I'm raising my prices after this month. The value that's given in that program and what's available to you is ridiculous. So if you are interested, if you're on the fence, get your applications in. All right, you guys, so I want to talk to you about validation today. And I actually looked up validation or validate on Google, and it says, to validate is to prove that something is based on truth or fact, or is acceptable. It can also mean to make something like a contract legal. It says you may need someone to validate your feelings, which means that you want to hear, no, you're not crazy. So do you guys all do this? Do you get upset or something triggers you, and then you might spin out for a bit in your head and then tell somebody else about it, and then you say something like, am I crazy for thinking this? I mean, I should be upset about this, right? This is just you looking for someone else to validate your feelings and thoughts, and it's not right or wrong to do this. For sure, I do it too. But what I want you to suggest is you start doing is validating your own feelings. And I realized that I do this on the regular basis, but I didn't really know the language. I didn't realize that I was self-validating by processing my own feelings. So I'm going to tell you how I figured out that this is actually what I was doing. So my friend Josh, who lives in Seattle, we've been friends since I was 19 years old. Way, way back in the day, we used to be dog groomers together in college. We both went to Purdue. We worked at PetSmart together. That's how we met. We both had the same major. We worked together. We groomed dogs together. We studied together. We had so much fun. He actually moved to Seattle. He graduated before me, and he moved to Seattle for a job. And then after I graduated, I moved to Seattle. And then we worked together again, selling pharmaceuticals. And so we're very, very close. And so we try to see each other a couple times a year. And he wanted to come now to come visit us in our new house and see the family and everybody. And, since Corona is happening and all of that, like we've been putting it off. And then finally we felt like we were comfortable with it. And I talked to my husband about it. My husband said yes. And then when it came down to it, we started to make plans, and my husband changed his mind and said no. He basically said I can still choose to have him come, but he's not going to be supportive of it, and it's going to make him very uncomfortable. Listen, that made me very upset. And so I called my amazing friend Anya, who's actually a coach, and we went to training together. So I'm going to link up Anya's website. If she lives in Austria, so for most of you, it probably wouldn't make sense, but she coaches working moms in one of the big 4 accounting firms in Europe. So if you need that, she's your gal, by the way. I'll link up her website in the show notes. But anyway, I called her, and we know each other very well. We've been coaching each other for 2 years, and I swear we're sisters from another mother. Anyway, I called her up all upset about the visit. My husband changed his mind. It's not fair, blah, 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 blah. And she really wouldn't let me wallow. She's like, I totally get where your husband's coming from. And I totally get where you're coming from. And, he probably just wanted to make you happy and didn't want to tell him no and didn't want to share how he feels, because when it comes down to it, he's scared. And that made sense to me. And she also coached me on deciding what I was going to think about it. There was a few options. Yes, Josh could come. He was, my husband said that he could come. And I could have him come, right? But that he wouldn't be happy about it. So the choice was actually still mine. I felt and thought I couldn't do what I want. That's what was making me so upset. I felt like I was trapped, this pandemic. I'm not able to make the decisions that I want to think or make, right? But basically she showed me that I was still in control here. Yes, Josh could come. Pete said he could, but he wouldn't be happy. Right? Or I could say no and have my own back on that. Okay. So I chose the latter. I chose that it wasn't worth for Josh to come and for Pete to be uncomfortable. And then I'd be worrying about Pete being uncomfortable the whole time. And then Josh would feel weird. Like the whole thing just wouldn't be a good time. Right? So it's just not how I wanted to do the trip. So even though I knew it was still my choice then, I was still pretty upset about it. I was sad, like really, really sad that I wouldn't be seeing my friend, and really, really sad that we're in this freaking pandemic and things are different and challenging. Like I was legit upset. And, like I told you guys, we were friends since I was 19. I wanted this visit really bad. I haven't had any alone time with any friends other than like an outdoor coffee or a quick lunch or something or a walk. Like I'm used to seeing my friends over weekend trips and traveling and doing all the things, right? So I decided that I was just going to go in and process my feelings. So I went into my office and I sat on my couch and I closed my eyes and I opened myself up just like I guide you guys through. And I'm like, where am I feeling this in my body? And I allowed myself to feel and process this sadness. And I told myself it's okay to feel sad and to feel frustrated about all of this. And I allowed myself to be with those feelings. And I told myself I wanted to feel and process them. And while I was doing it, a thought came up. I thought, I'm validating my own feelings. And I opened my eyes and I'm like, whoa, I totally am. And you guys, it just made me think about what I teach you and how important it is. I'm constantly selling you guys on Feel your feelings, process your feelings, do that and you won't overdrink, right? And so when this thought came in my brain when I was doing this, I was like, yes, this is why we need to learn how to process and feel our feelings. We want to feel validated, right? Like that's why we go to other people or to other things and tell other people our stuff, right? We want to know it's okay to feel this way when something happens. Processing and feeling your feelings and telling yourself you should feel them and letting them be present and felt and allowing is validating to yourself. And in this moment, I connected with myself in a very loving and validating way, right? I felt right after this. Not like right as in righteous, but like whole, connected, on track. I didn't feel like something was off or wrong. I felt right, okay? When I teach you to feel and process your feelings and the benefit that comes along with that, it is that first you feel better, but you get to connect with yourself and give yourself that gift of validating your own feelings. We are meant to feel and process. When you go in and process and tell yourself you want to feel this and nothing has gone wrong, it is way more supportive and healing than having somebody else tell you this. Okay? Yes, having people tell you it's okay and you should be upset is helpful, right? You don't want to feel alone. But coming to your own conclusion on that and then processing those feelings is a whole other level. It's control. It's self-love. It's and when you do it, you feel less justified to go out and say, fuck it, and drink a bottle of wine to numb those feelings. Okay? When you go in and self-validate, it's clear. You know the emotion you are feeling. You tell yourself you accept your feelings. And you go in and you name them. You describe the vibration in your body, where you're feeling it. You breathe into them and allow them some space by opening up your body and relaxing into them. And while you're doing this, no matter what, you aren't hard on yourself and you're telling yourself mean things or lies about your capabilities or any of that, okay? When I processed the sadness and felt I had validated my own feelings, I felt justified for me and good, and I quickly moved on from the issue. I didn't keep ruminating about it. I didn't keep talking about it to all my friends, seeking more validation or yelling at Pete or ignoring him or fighting with him or anything. I called Josh. I told him about it. He understood, of course, and that's been pretty much the end of it. In the past, before coaching, before my own transformation, this type of thing would have for sure sent me down a spiral. I would have gotten so irate at my husband. It's not fair. You said that. You told me that we could do this, and now you're changing your mind. Like, I would have went off the deep end. I would have stewed and bitched and told everybody about it. I would have for sure drank wine and locked myself away to escape it all. I probably wouldn't have talked to Pete for 2 days. I would have for sure eaten some dinner of chips and cookies and drank wine and numbed out. Okay? Now my automatic process, instead of doing that, is to go in and feel. It really is, y'all. This is not like some bullshit. I pause and I go into my body and I give myself some space and quiet to do that. And I breathe and process the feelings first. And then I always make better decisions after that. You don't want to make quick decisions or react so quickly when your emotions are high. I'm sure you can all see in your own lives when you do this, it doesn't serve you or anyone else that you're around. When you drink from this place, you end up hurting yourself more, right? Processing and validating your feelings actually feels really good. It's empowering to do that for yourself and not to need anyone to validate them for you or wine to take the edge off. It's healthy, it's loving, it lets you solve the issue versus you pushing it away and numbing it. And this is exactly what I teach you to do inside my 6-month coaching program, y'all. This is a skill that keeps getting sharper the longer you do it. I have all the tools for you, videos, workbooks, everything organized inside my program to lead you from using alcohol as an emotional support tool to freeing yourself from that vice to helping you be the badass you know you are and living the life you want to live without requiring wine to get through it or beer, alcohol, or any cocktails. You'll join and I've got you and will guide you through this with fun, love, and support with all the other amazing women inside the program. It's a life changer, I promise. So click the link in the show notes, watch the few short videos, read through, and then apply to join me. If you're a good fit, I'll reach out and we'll set up a time to talk real quick. I'll answer any questions you have. You can sign up, or at least you'll know what you need to do next on your way. All right, my friends, I love you. Have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.